On Wednesday with Janice and our newest family member, Mr. Ripley. So on my Facebook page today, I said, what one word, and Ripley will probably be in and out of this the entire time, just because he's very lovable and he thinks that he's a lap dog. So today I thought I did open a bottle of wine after yoga, and I opened up, it's called Taken. I actually got it when we were at the wine tasting at Evan Street for the Carnegie. So I'm actually drinking this and open this because it's Elizabeth's favorite wine. And then of course I'm sporting my Malibu shirt. So when we talk about what one word got you through 2018, I guess mine is really two words. My two words are our new normal. So it was a year of change for our family. Elizabeth moved to DC. Ben was already in Knoxville. We lost Boomer at the end of July. And so for the first time, we were actually empty nesters. So it was just trying to find our new normal. And I think that that gives you a lot of opportunity. It gives you an opportunity to really start anew, to really think about where you're at and where you're going. So let's first talk a little bit of real estate, because I wouldn't be a realtor unless I gave you a little bit of real estate. So we finished the year fairly decent, not as nicely as we would have liked to. You might even take the tree down for us. But it was a good year based on what we had gone through. So just some of the statistics to make you aware of. Sales, of course, as we finish out the year, have decreased a little. The available homes have increased, which tells us that right now we have a 3.54 month supply of homes on the market, which is up from 2.79 months. So there's more inventory, not moving quite as quickly. Although I will say that our average sale price is up to $143,000, and our days on the market is still at 47 days. So homes are selling, and Ripley just really likes to talk about it. Homes are selling at 97.5% to list. So they're not like, it's not when the market changes, there's some great deal out there. They're still selling at about 3% less than what they're listed at, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. So compared to 2 years ago, if they used a word in the article that I was reading and looking at our multiple listing for Lenawee County, we're talking about again, we are stable, which in any market, if you know anything about real estate, we're a roller coaster. So stable is a good thing in our world. So let's see, let's talk about goals. So one of the things I started 3 years ago was I decided I was going to type out a list of goals, not resolutions, because I truly believe that if you make a resolution and you don't make it by the end of January, you're like, oh, it's just over, I'm not going to do it again. So 3 years ago, I made a list of goals. And last year, I tweaked that list of goals. And then this year for 2019, I've also tweaked that list of goals. So, I think when you share your goals, they've got to be achievable, they've got to be realistic, they've got to be challenging. There's a lot of great words they use when you look at goals. And mine are both personal and professional. So I thought it'd be interesting if I shared them with you tonight, because I think it gives you an opportunity to fully understand, and maybe it challenges you a little bit too. So one of the things that happened in 2018, if I look at the positives and reflect, we got to spend a lot of time in Knoxville and in Washington, D.C. visiting the kids. We got to attend some really nice NAR and MAR conventions. We, of course, ended up with Ripley in December. There are a lot of great things that happen. Probably one of the greatest things, if you're not aware, is we now have a customer service coordinator. And Maria, truly, we believe, is an angel. So we tell her that all the time. She's creative, she's driven, she's doing her best to get me organized, although I'm pretty sure that she will never attempt to clean off my desk. And she's probably laughing if she's watching this. But if you haven't had a chance to meet Maria, certainly stop in. She's in the office at 108 West Chicago from 9 to 3 on Monday through Friday. She can answer any questions, get you your contact information, things like that. And honestly, she's just a sweetheart, and she's really pulling us together as we move forward into 2019. And we need paper because we're a puppy at 2 to 3 years old. So one of the things we did, and we're going to continue to do, is we hired a sales coach. So in that sales coach, knowing my personality, tells me that if I put things on pretty paper, I have a tendency to pay attention to them. So for Sarah, I did my goals on pretty paper this year. And of course I picked green, because why else? What other color would you pick? Go green. Okay, so here's my goals, my top 10 for 2019. Not necessarily in any order, and not necessarily are they new. A lot of them are a continuation of last year. So, number 1, to work out 6 days per week. So we continue to do what we still call, thanks to Kim Foley, weights for women. We now say weights for women plus Ed and Tim, because they join us on quite a few days. I just completed my first yoga class in January at Way of Life. If you're not aware, they just opened a new studio tonight. I think there were like 20 some people in that studio. And really, yoga is a great way to release some tension and focus you in on things. So it's a really great deal. It's $30 unlimited for the month of January. So if you've never tried yoga, you really can't beat it for $30 for unlimited. And they have several different styles there too. When I can't make it to a yoga class, I still have a favorite app for yoga, and that's Yoga Glow. I can pick my favorite people in my time of day. If I'm going to open up with the 7 a.m. yoga class, I can do it in my living room in front of the fireplace, or I can end with a meditation as I'm laying in bed to kind of go down at the end of the day. And of course, you can't forget my favorite yoga instructor, Maria, Ave Maria. Anytime I can get to one of her classes in Adrian, if you had a chance to do that, she's awesome too. So Patrick and Maria are my live instructors, but I'm looking forward to learning more with Way of Life this year. You know, I'm still going to continue to try different things like eating a Kleenex in front of the camera. Let's see. Boot camp. Jamie starts boot camp at the... You're just going to like totally wreck my video. The Tecumseh Rec Center. That's going to start on Tuesday. She's doing Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. If you haven't done a boot camp with Jamie, it's worth the drop-in. It's worth committing to the time. She will motivate you and really push you to do your best. So I love that. I love jazzercise. Those girls will make you sweat like nobody's business. We've always got fitness connection with spinning. And of course, if it was up to Ripley, we would start running. So his human isn't quite ready to regain the running world, but he certainly is ready for me to do that. And you know what? I'm not going to diet this year. I am not going to diet. I am not going to diet. I am not going to diet. We are going to focus on healthy eating, and that's what we're going to do. Number 2, I am going to take 14 days off this year. Last year, Ed and I got our passport. So when I tell you we didn't even have an enhanced license, we did not. We got our passports, and we have booked our first trip. We're going to do a Europe trip in the fall. So we're looking forward to that. I am committed to taking 1 weekend off per every other month, just to be able to focus back and spend time, whether it's with the kids, with Ed, with Ripley, whoever that may be, with my friends. And, you know, we really want to try and focus on taking a quarterly trip to either visit on a long weekend to visit Elizabeth or Ben. Because, you know what, we've got great kids. God blessed us with great kids, so we're going to take advantage of that. Number 3, last year I did dry January, and it was amazing. Like, I thought it was really good. Although, you know, I do like my wine, and coming home and having a glass of wine is a great opportunity to unwind. I will start alcohol-free January on January 6th and go through February 5th. So if you need a designated driver, you just want to go out to dinner and need a chauffeur, I'm available and completely sober. 4, I am going to continue this for the last 3 years, because every year this is the one goal that I fail at. And that is to devote 1 hour per week to a friend. Lunch, maybe a drink, maybe a movie, and really focus on them. It's not about me. It's about being a better friend. And my friends will tell you, she's always there, but I really need to focus on being a better friend. So I make that commitment to you, my friends. Number 5, our coach keeps telling us, Sarah says, what night's date night? What night's date night? Well, every night's date night. Not really. So we are going to focus on Friday nights. Ed and I will have date night. If he's working, it may be Thursday night, it may be Saturday night. But you know, it's really important in your relationships and in your marriage and with your significance to actually devote that time to spend time with them. Away from all the hassle, away from, you know, maybe it's just a quiet dinner at home. Maybe it's Hallmark television, which happens to be our favorite. We're sad to see the Christmas season end. But, you know, we're going to focus on that. Number 6, we are still blessed to have both my parents and Ed's mom. So it's important that we visit with family, and with parents to make sure that we focus on them and really get to know them, and also just get to share what's going on in our lives. We don't live there anymore, so making sure that I am there like once a week to visit and make sure I talk to my mom. I love talking to my mom on the phone anyways. So number 7, motivational mornings. So one of the things that I did with coaching was I read Miracle Mornings with Hal Elrod. If you haven't read it, it's about setting your alarm a little bit earlier and focusing on reading, exercise, affirmations, silence, visualization, and scribing. So my alarm goes off Monday through Friday at 5:20 a.m. I am going to read or listen to 6 books, which I did accomplish this year. I'm going to spend more time in meditation and prayer. So I always say, if you have a special prayer request, make sure you let me know, because sometime between 5:20 and 6 o'clock is my prayer time. And I'm going to try journaling. So I know a lot of people journal, and I know there's a lot of good information on it. So I'm going to really try to follow Hal's recommendation and do some journaling. So I said this past year was a good year. The previous 2 years were awesome. Our goal is to do 8 million in gross volume and to do 52 transaction sites in 2019. If you saw our Facebook post on January 1st, we will give back 5% of our gross commission back to our community, in the community in which we sold that property. So Monroe County, Hillsdale, Washtenaw, whichever county that may be. And just to put that into perspective, we donate, but we don't do it intentionally. So this year we are going to intentionally donate over $10,000 back to our community. We're going to focus on the top 50. So we've had a lot of fun this fall doing a lot of little things with our top 50. We're going to continue to focus on that customer appreciation. We celebrate 5 years of living in Lenawee Realty on March 4th. So make sure you pay attention to the Facebook page. There'll be some information coming out. We're going to have a celebration on March 4th to celebrate our 5th year. We're going to continue with parties and giveaway items and lots of family fun things. This year we went caroling. We're going to do May baskets, maybe an egg drop. We've got a lot of fun things planned for you and for the kids in 2019. We're going to continue with this Wind Down Wednesday, looking at subjects, talking about where the market's at, kind of giving you a little insight into real estate, but also giving you some helpful hints like these. We're also going to continue Saturday Spotlight. Probably one of my favorites is going out and interviewing some of our local business people, getting to know them and their business, and getting to know a little bit about what they do. It's not about us, it's about our community. So we're going to continue with Saturday Spotlights. That'll be every other week, Saturday morning at 7:43, beginning January 12th. Number 9 always says, I'm going to learn something new. And I had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with Bill Kenyon at the Speakers Club this past year and really learned a lot. Learned a lot about myself, about speaking, about the people in the class. And that was a great opportunity. So if you get a chance to follow Bill Kenyon and any of his things, he just does a great job of opening up your vision into what's possible. You know, I'd really like to learn conversational Spanish. We're going to continue with our coaching. We're going to continue to expand our education in real estate to become better at what we do. And number 10 is just to breathe and sleep more. Life is short. Eliminate the guilt and enjoy life. So if you walk in my office, you'll see this hanging there. If you walk in my house, you'll see this hanging here. It's a reminder that if we see these goals on a daily basis, that we focused on them.